Howdy, folks, and welcome back. Working on Castle Malbork some more, just trying to get the groundwork done and make a big level area. And it is an enormous project. I really underestimated the amount of material that I was going to have to move, particularly dig out. And the trees are on the way, and I really don't feel like chopping them down, so I've decided to light a forest fire. Watch out, wolf. He did not get burned up in this video. Do not worry. He might have despawned though. But yeah, so just getting the forest here cleared out, and it is a pretty fast method, just lighting it on fire, and then I can stand back here, and I can just continue filling in. So I'm using the cobblestone method that I showed off in the last episode to fill in like the lower layers, and then just topping it all in dirt. It works much better than leaving like a hollow area underneath of your build, because invariably you will wind up digging a block of dirt out and falling down in the hole, and then you didn't light everything up, and there's mobs everywhere, and you know the routine. So, right, it's beacon time. So definitely need to get a beacon out there so that I can dig out the hill. Let's go super fast beacon speed here. The problem with a beacon is you don't have a beacon to take down the beacon, which takes forever. Anyway, if you ever need to take one down, make sure you have 64 or 2 stacks of 64 and 36 iron or whatever your material is for the beacon itself, and then run down here, and I can repair all my tools rather quickly. And I'm still getting bricks. I probably did another double chest full in this video. Just every time I needed to repair my tools, I'd come down here, and I've decided I'm going to blow this mountain up. So I've got 48 TNT. That's all I've got. I could make more, but yeah, I'm just going to see how far 48 gets me, and go from there. So blow up some trees too, and I'll light some on fire. What the heck? And this being bedrock, you don't pick up all the drops. It's really not that important, because I'm not after the drops. I have plenty enough stone and dirt. So there's that. But blowing it up, man, it takes forever. It takes a lot of TNT to blow up an entire mountain, as I'm sure you've done on creative. Run in there and try to blow up a mountain, and it takes stacks and stacks. So I pretty much gave up on that, but I have found some water pockets in here, and also I found the rest of my sponges. They were right in that chest that I looked at in the video, and I overlooked them. Anyway, so I found 64 more sponges, and I really like this method because it takes a huge area of water out, and I don't have to fill it in or anything, and it gives me just a kind of a boost to digging, because now there's this big hollow up there. And back to beacon mining, which I eventually have to move the beacon because I get out of range of it. But yeah, this method is pretty quick, but man, does it put a hurting on your tools in a hurry. So back to the map board. I'm getting some more done. I need to add some more to it, because I'm digging into the point where I'm off the maps, and I'm digging right straight to that iceberg. That was in the last video, but there's one little pond in there with an iceberg in it, and I kind of like that to be visible from the castle, just because it's kind of a neat thing. And I'm going to be real careful not to accidentally bust into the ice back in there. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. So done a big area there, and also I'm using the moss method. But the problem with the moss method is you need a lot of bone meal, and that pretty much means you need a moss farm running, and I don't feel like building one right now. I just at least it makes it green, and it kind of replaces the grass, where I don't have to dig one more layer out and plant up, put down grass blocks. So there, yeah, it still looks pretty good. Also, you can plant trees on moss, which I didn't even know that. I knew you could do azalea, but I didn't know if you could do just regular trees, and yep, they grow just fine. So, yep, now we need to get this end started. Like, I've got this chest monster going on here. I've got another one up there. And let's just go ahead and update the map and show how much I've dug out just in the last little bit here. Also, we've got this weird fire going on. This is a leftover from the forest fire that was down here, and it just won't go out, even in the rain. And it is, in fact, lit. I mean, obviously it burns me, but then I go out because I'm running around in the rain. And speaking of weird glitches, I came out of the nether portals, which I set up there, and the sky has gone black, dark, and it's not raining. It's just like a dark sky. I have no idea. I've never seen that before, but I relogged and it went away. So this is the last little bastion of stone that I need to clear out. I've moved the beacon at this point, and it's like, this is it. Now we can finally see the iceberg. And 1, 2, 3, and there's one more hiding right there. Out of here. Alright, so that's a huge area. It was like 11 blocks deep, 12 blocks deep in some places, and you start calculating how much material is there, and it's absolutely astronomical. But I got a lot more to go. I got the next section to go, and eventually I'll get there. But just having that big center section cleared out, it's nice. And this is just some of the storage system that I put down there, which is not a system, it's just chests that I'm filling up. And I eventually need to move all these chests down there just to get them out of there, because that's kind of a corner where there's a lot of things going on. So this is the first tower that I've got built. So finally making some progress on the actual castle down in that front corner. And yeah, so this is inside the wall, and there is like a little bump out room. It's kind of nifty looking. It's based on the real thing, but I don't have everything in the exact right locations. Also, trying to find pictures of what the castle looked like before World War II is really difficult. Obviously, they did have cameras there for a while, but there aren't that many pictures around, and especially like from the sky looking down. So you kind of got to make it up as you go, because so much of it was destroyed in World War II, and I don't even think that they rebuilt like exactly the same way in some cases. So the other thing is I'm mixing in acacia wood and red sandstone, so I need a lot of red sand. My plan here was to run out here with, but I forgot my under chest, so I wore up my shovel. I wanted to get 4 shulker boxes, and I came up just like 4 stacks short. So I find this village, and I run over here to just see if I can come up with some XP. Maybe I could trade, but it's an abandoned village, so there's that. There's not going to be any trading going on here. And I find there's a temple right in the exact middle of the town. And it's like, what the heck? There's a temple here. I may as well jump down there and see if I can get any good loot. I don't really need anything, but what the heck? I can use the TNT and maybe blow some red sand up with the TNT and fill up the last couple of stacks. But find some apples, that's always good. Some bones, yeah, bone meal, and a couple emeralds. That, you know, it ain't much, but it's something. But I keep hearing a villager going, down in here. It's like, where the heck is there a villager? It's an abandoned village, so therefore there are no villagers. It would just be zombie villagers. But I didn't even find any zombie villagers. I may have been out here at some point. I don't think so, though. This is a long ways from home. It's like 8,000 blocks away. But I keep hearing the and there he is. Okay. So there's a live, viable villager in an abandoned village, which I thought was kind of strange. In fact, there's 2 of them. I spot another one, but he's just one of those greenies. He's running away. One of the losers, the guys that don't trade anything. And it does have a blacksmith shop, so what the heck? That's like maybe the first time I've ever found emeralds in a blacksmith shop. I thought that was pretty cool. So back to red sand harvesting. And I'm going to try to, I got to get flint and steel. So I'm looking for flint and coming up short. I'm thinking, like, where would I find flint? Maybe a riverbed. I mean, that'd be a good place. But that one appears to be all red sand or something in the bottom. There's this big chasm here. I'm sure there's some in there, but it seems like trouble getting down into there. There's a big village right here. It's like, oh, I did not know that was here. So let's go check it out. And I'm thinking, as I'm flying here, like, I don't ever remember finding flint and steel in a village. There's not even a blacksmith shop here, so I'm just going to give this one a flyby and leave. I didn't even see any villagers, so I don't know if that's a viable village or not. But I didn't find this big chasm, which I flew over on my way to that village and totally neglected to see there's a ruined portal here. And what's in most ruined portals? Yes, flint and steel. So cool, I can now ignite the TNT down there. And I'll just leave this gold here because I really don't need it anyway. All right, back to blowing things up with my 9 TNT. Will it be enough? It wasn't. It was actually, I got 2 stacks and 32 or something like that out of 9 pieces of TNT, and that's not very good. But it was closer than it was when I started. So what the heck? I got 3 diamonds out of the deal, I guess. And I'll just collect these up and make sandstone out of them. Now here's something odd. I found that there's 2 wandering traders. They both spawned in the exact same time in my villager trading hall. And this isn't supposed to be able to happen, but apparently it can. So I'm going to run around and get these llamas spitting each other and let them have a spit war and see who wins. I was hoping to get it down to 1 llama as the winner, but there was 2. They wouldn't start spitting at each other. I don't know why. Like, apparently llamas from different groups won't spit at each other. I don't know. Who knows? Why they would spit at each other until they die is, it just seems kind of rotten. And back to repairing my tools, so got my shovel repaired. So now I'm working on the gate here. Also, I keep running out of food. Every time I come out here, it's like, man, here I'm out of food again. So I just have to run around killing sheep. So I've used the dispensers and the droppers for like the areas where the gate would fit into when it's lowered. I don't know whether I like the circles or the squares better. You tell me in the comments which one you prefer. But so I'm working on this little archway over top of the gates that come in. And eventually there's going to be a bridge that goes out there too. Probably have to build an island, but this is kind of the, did not mean to put that there. There's kind of like a little tower on top of the towers, like that center strip that connects the 2 towers. And it's kind of hard to get that small circle on Minecraft, but I think I did a pretty good job. We got this second tower to build here, and I have to make the 2 match, the right one and the left one, which is more difficult than building the first one, I think. Also, I eventually wind up taking those lanterns off the tops of the peaks of the roof just to make it a little more realistic, because like who would climb up there to change to light the lantern every single night? Yeah. And I went with stalagmites instead, and that became a whole adventure going out and trying to find some. So I'm trying to do like little convoluted passageways that go between the towers and connect everything together, but not obvious means of like walking through. And I think I pulled that off pretty well for what I've got so far, in that like the walls themselves are hollow and you can walk all the way down there on 2 different levels. And there we go, updating the map. And we finally got 2 towers done. That's a good start. And a little bit of this wall too. But there's more to come, lots more to come. I don't think I'm even 5% of the way done this thing. I mean, clearing the land out is a huge project in and of itself. So I've got this little storage facility done, and in real life there were like warehouses down here, but apparently there was an ammo storage thing in World War II, and when it blew up, like it took out a bunch of these buildings that were down this end of the castle. So I'm kind of trying to build it back to what it looked like originally, but not block for block. I'm going to take artistic liberty and change things around a bit. That's looking pretty good. Eventually I got to clear out more dirt back there, more stone. Also, there's a little building that sits next to the tower. It looks very much like this. I think I changed the roof line, like the pitch goes the opposite way in real life, and the bottom's more red, but it was a neat place. Neat little building to have there. I guess it's for like maybe guards' quarters or something like that. So we've got this little hallway that comes up here, goes across this archway, and then goes into the top part of the wall, which also connects into the tower. And I'm using slab floors throughout, so this way I don't have to worry about mob spawns. I am trying to, make it so that baddies can't spawn every place. Eventually I got to go back and light up the areas between these buildings, but all in good time. So there's that building, and it looks pretty decent. Also, one other thing is, I figured, on like a multiplayer server, you don't want to have a bunch of entities around, and doing away with item frames can help with lag. So what I've done is just put the blocks, which those chests contain, on the floor. So this way like, oh, there's gravel there, there's gravel in that chest above it. So that was a pretty slick way to do things. And getting there. I know I put up all these nether portals, and then I've just been flying back and forth, burning up rockets, because I like seeing the castle as I fly in. And get this archway here, and then there's this little block tower Technically, that's in the wrong place, but I don't care. Like, it's fine. I think it's a little bit further over to the right, and that wall is more of a curve. But like I said, don't care. It's a pretty cool looking building, and these shouldn't be here. I don't know why they're here. Let me take care of those. And I did go back and do some more to this building after the recording, but it's getting there. And I like the little alcoves, like little cubbies. Need some more trees and things and bushes and shrubs, but all things in good time. Also, I've added a little redstone door this way. This access is the wall, the wall passageway, and it's really simple redstone. I was thinking about like making it hook up to one switch. It's like, how am I going to do this? There's really no place to wire it, so I just went with this method. It works just fine. I use the trapdoors to kind of cover up where the piston arm comes down, and it works. Let me get this little room in here. I'd like to eventually furnish everything and make it look like, like the guards, and have like perhaps some armor stands and that sort of thing with weapons, which, yeah, that creates lag, but oh well. I'm not on a multiplayer server. Also, this should definitely be an archway here, like a way into the inner part of the castle. So here it is from a distance, just going to fly up and kind of do an aerial sweep of the area so you can see what's going on. It's a lot of progress since the beginning of this video, and since the beginning of the last one. Geez, hey, fly through the arch. And here it is from the other side. Looking pretty good. A lot of work to do though. So the bigger parts of the castle are right underneath where I am flying, right there. They are some big rooms. I guess that's what they call the upper castle. Like, there's a big U-shaped one, and then there's a big, almost cathedral-looking building in there. And I think I've left enough room for those, hopefully. Guys, thanks for watching, and catch you next time.